In life, there is a truth that becomes clearer as you grow older. You don't just need people around you, you need the right people. You must be mindful of who you allow into your life, even if they are family. Aging isn't a time to waste on those who drain your energy, manipulate you, or show no respect for your boundaries. At this stage, your well-being, your peace of mind, and your happiness should be top priorities, which means making tough decisions about who remains in your life. Some individuals bring nothing but negativity, and distancing yourself from them, even if they are family, might be necessary. As the years pass, you start to understand that not all relationships are built to last. Some people enter your life and leave you feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. These are the energy vampires, the individuals who thrive on consuming your emotional, mental, and even physical energy without giving anything meaningful in return. At first, they may appear well-intentioned, even caring or friendly, but if you take a closer look, patterns begin to emerge. Energy vampires are the ones who constantly talk about their own problems but rarely show interest in yours. They draw you into their never-ending negativity, feeding off your concern and attention, often leaving you emotionally drained. Over time, you start to feel weighed down by their ceaseless complaints and never-ending need for validation. They are rarely satisfied with what they have and always turn to you as their emotional outlet. No matter how much support, time, or patience you give them, it is never enough. They refuse to take responsibility for their own lives, shifting the burden onto you instead. They expect you to shoulder the weight of their unhappiness, and this is incredibly exhausting, especially as you age. Your energy becomes an invaluable resource, one that you cannot afford to waste on people who continuously drain you without contributing anything meaningful in return. The problem with energy vampires is that they rarely acknowledge or respect your needs. When you attempt to express how their behavior affects you, they often dismiss your feelings or shift the focus back onto themselves. They might even try to make you feel guilty for wanting space or setting boundaries. They're also frequently inconsistent in their boundary setting. Their lives are a constant cycle of crises, and they expect you to be the one to fix everything, leaving you to carry the burden of their unresolved problems. This dynamic creates frustration, resentment, and helplessness because no matter what you do, their demands never cease. At some point, you must recognize the toll these individuals take on your life. You may feel responsible for helping them, for fixing their problems, but the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You must conserve your energy for yourself, your well-being, and your happiness. As you age, you become more aware of the need to protect your peace and guard your time. These are two of your most valuable assets, and you can no longer afford to let others exploit them. Letting go of energy vampires is not always easy, especially when they are family or longtime friends, but it is essential if you wish to live a peaceful and fulfilling life. You deserve relationships that uplift you, that bring joy and positivity into your life, not ones that drain you emotionally and mentally. It is completely acceptable to distance yourself from those who only take from you without giving anything in return. This is not selfish, it is self-care. You have earned the right to prioritize your peace and well-being. The older you get, the more you understand that the quality of your relationships matters far more than the quantity. No relationship should ever cost you your inner peace. You begin to see people for who they truly are, and one group to be particularly cautious of is the manipulators. These individuals are experts at controlling situations to their advantage, using subtle tactics to twist your emotions, thoughts, and actions for their benefit. Manipulators do not always make their intentions clear. Instead, they subtly alter circumstances, using guilt, shame, and even love to get what they want. In your later years, when your time, energy, and emotional reserves are more limited, these individuals can be especially harmful. Manipulators often disguise themselves as kind and considerate, offering help when least expected, and showing excessive concern for your well-being. But this is merely a tactic to gain your trust and lower your defenses. Once they establish that level of closeness, they start imposing their own needs and desires onto you. Disregarding your own, they will offer just enough kindness to keep you attached, only to pull it away when you need it most, creating emotional dependency. One of the most dangerous aspects of manipulators is their ability to make you feel responsible for their happiness or well-being. They use phrases like, "If you really cared about me, you would," or "I thought you loved me, but if you did, you'd help me with this." They manipulate your emotions to make you feel guilty for not meeting their demands, even when their requests are unreasonable or when you are simply unable to provide what they want. This guilt tripping is designed to weaken your boundaries, making it easier for them to get their way, all while making you feel like you are the one at fault. Manipulators also rely on tactics like deflection, gaslighting, and confusion to maintain control. When you call them out on their behavior, they turn the situation against you, making you question your own perceptions and emotions. They twist your words, alter the narrative, and make you feel as if you are overreacting or imagining things. This form of manipulation can make you second-guess yourself, leaving you uncertain and doubtful. Over time, it can take a significant toll on your self-esteem and confidence. Manipulators are opportunistic by nature. They can quickly identify moments of weakness or vulnerability in you and use them to their advantage. Whether they seek financial, emotional, or physical support, they take what they can without offering anything in return. In their minds, you exist to serve their needs, to fulfill their desires, and to meet their expectations. However, your later years are a time for you to focus on your own well-being, not to be an endless source of support for someone who only takes and never gives back. Recognizing and removing manipulators from your life is crucial. They may try to make you feel guilty for putting yourself first, but you must remember that protecting your peace is not selfish. It is necessary. Your happiness and emotional health matter, and you deserve to spend your later years surrounded by people who uplift and support you, not those who drain and manipulate you. The older you get, the more you realize that peace of mind is invaluable, and you have every right to remove anyone who threatens it. The right people will respect your boundaries, appreciate your presence, and bring joy into your life. Those who do not have no place in your future. In life, there's a truth that becomes clearer as you grow older. You don't just need people around you, you need the right people. You have to be careful about who you allow into your life, even if they're family. Old age isn't a time to waste on individuals who drain your energy, manipulate you, or disregard your boundaries. At this stage, your peace of mind, your health, and your happiness should take priority, and that means making tough decisions about who deserves to be in your life. So let's break down the 5 types of people you should avoid in your later years, even if it means distancing yourself from family. As we age, we begin to realize that not all relationships are meant to last. Some people enter our lives and leave us feeling exhausted, unfulfilled, and emotionally depleted. These are the energy drainers. The ones who seem to thrive on consuming your mental, emotional, and even physical strength without offering anything meaningful in return at first. They may seem well-meaning, friendly, or even caring, but if you look closely, you'll notice a pattern. Energy drainers are often those who can't stop talking about their own problems while showing little to no genuine interest in yours. They have a way of pulling you into their negative world, feeding off your concern, attention, and sometimes even your empathy. Over time, you start feeling burdened by their constant complaints, their demands, and their need for validation. They are never truly satisfied with their lives and always look to you as their emotional outlet, leaving you feeling completely drained like a sponge that has been squeezed dry. The problem with these people is that they are never content. No matter how much you give, no matter how much time, patience, and energy you pour into them, it's never enough. They'll keep taking, but offer little in return. They avoid taking responsibility for their own lives, instead shifting the burden onto you, expecting you to carry the weight of their dissatisfaction, and this can be incredibly exhausting, especially as you get older. Your energy becomes a resource too valuable to be wasted on people who constantly deplete it without contributing anything positive to your well-being. The worst part is that energy drainers rarely acknowledge or respect your needs. When you express how their behavior affects you, they'll either dismiss your feelings or twist the situation back onto themselves, making you feel guilty for needing space or for setting boundaries. Their lives are an endless cycle of crises, and they expect you to fix everything, leaving you carrying the burden of their unresolved issues. This dynamic often leads to feelings of frustration, resentment, and helplessness because no matter what you do, their demands never stop. At some point, you have to acknowledge the impact these people have on your life. You might feel responsible for helping them, for fixing their problems, but you must understand that you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to save your energy for yourself, for your own well-being, happiness, and peace of mind. As you grow older, you come to appreciate the importance of protecting your energy and managing your time because these are two of your most precious resources. You cannot afford to let people take advantage of you without giving anything in return. Cutting ties with energy drainers isn't always easy, especially if they are family or close friends. But it is necessary if you want to live a peaceful and fulfilling life in your later years. You deserve relationships that bring you joy and positivity, not ones that suck the life out of you. It's okay to distance yourself from people who only take without giving back. This isn't selfish, it's self-care. You've earned the right to prioritize your peace and well-being. The older you get, the more you realize that the quality of your relationships matters more than the quantity, and no relationship should ever cost you your inner peace. As you navigate through life, especially as you get older, you begin to see people for who they truly are. One group that you must be particularly cautious about is manipulators. These individuals are skilled at controlling situations to benefit themselves, and they use subtle tactics to twist your actions to serve their own agenda. They don't always make their intentions clear. Instead, they manipulate situations using guilt, shame, and even love to get what they want in your later years when your energy, time, and emotional reserves are more limited. These people can be especially dangerous manipulators, often create an illusion of kindness, acting as though they have your best interests at heart, when in reality they are only looking to take advantage of your vulnerabilities. They might come across as caring or thoughtful, offering help when you least expect it, or showing an exaggerated interest in your well-being, but this is just a tactic to gain your trust and lower your defenses. Once they establish that connection, they begin to push their own needs, desires, and wants onto you without considering your own. They will give you just enough to keep you attached and then withdraw it when you need it most, creating an emotional dependency that you may not even realize is happening. One of the most damaging aspects of manipulators is their ability to make you feel responsible for their happiness or well-being. They use phrases like, "If you really loved me, you would," or "I thought you cared about me, but if you did, you'd do this for me." They make you feel guilty for not meeting their demands, even when those demands are unreasonable, or when you simply cannot provide what they are asking for. This guilt tripping is meant to weaken your boundaries, making it easier for them to manipulate you into acting against your best interests, all while making you feel like you are in the wrong. The manipulator's playbook often includes deflection, gaslighting, and creating confusion if you confront them or call them out on their behavior. They'll twist the situation to make it seem like you are the one at fault, making you doubt your own perceptions, emotions, and actions over time. This kind of psychological manipulation can take a serious toll on your self-esteem and confidence. Manipulators are also opportunistic. They will quickly sense any moment of weakness or vulnerability in you and use it to their advantage, whether it's financial, emotional, or physical support. They will take what they can from you without offering anything in return. In their minds, you exist to serve their needs. They will not hesitate to exploit your kindness, loyalty, or generosity, but they will rarely, if ever, offer the same in return. You may find yourself constantly giving and never receiving, and if you express any discontent, they will act as if you are being unreasonable or ungrateful in your later years. The emotional and psychological toll of dealing with manipulators can be even more harmful. While you may recognize these behaviors more easily with experience, the impact can still be great. Manipulators know how to play on your fears, obligations, and vulnerabilities. They will use every trick to keep you in a position where they control you. They may try to isolate you from others, planting doubt about your other relationships and making you feel like they are the only ones who truly care about you. To protect yourself from manipulators, it is essential to set and enforce firm boundaries. Recognizing the signs of manipulation early on is key to stopping it from taking root in your life. Trust your instincts, and remember that a healthy relationship should be reciprocal. If someone constantly drains you of your energy, emotions, or resources while making you feel guilty for not doing more, it's time to step back and reevaluate that relationship. You owe no one your time, energy, or peace of mind if they are only using you to satisfy their own selfish needs. In life, there's a truth that becomes clearer as you grow older. You don't just need people around you, you need the right people. You must be selective about who you allow into your life, even if they're family. Aging isn't a time to spend on those who drain your energy, manipulate you, or fail to respect your boundaries. At this stage, your peace of mind, health, and happiness should be your top priorities, which means making tough decisions about who remains in your circle. As we grow older, we start to understand that not all relationships are meant to last. Some people enter our lives only to leave us feeling exhausted, drained, and unfulfilled. These are energy vampires. People who thrive on consuming your emotional, mental, and physical energy without contributing anything meaningful in return. At first, their presence might not seem harmful. They may appear friendly, well-intentioned, or even caring. But over time, a pattern emerges. Energy vampires tend to monopolize conversations, always talking about their own issues while showing little to no genuine interest in yours. They have a way of pulling you into their negativity, feeding off your attention, concern, and even your compassion. The more you engage with them, the more you start to feel weighed down by their endless complaints, constant demands, and insatiable need for validation. These individuals are never truly satisfied. No matter how much of your time, patience, and energy you give, it's never enough. They rarely take responsibility for their own lives, instead shifting their burdens onto you, expecting you to carry the weight of their dissatisfaction. This dynamic can be incredibly draining, particularly as you get older and realize your energy is a valuable resource that shouldn't be squandered. So, the most frustrating aspect of energy vampires is their inability or refusal to acknowledge how their behavior affects you. If you try to establish boundaries, they either dismiss your feelings or turn the situation around to make themselves the victim. They make you feel guilty for needing space, for prioritizing your own well-being, or for setting limits. Their lives are a never-ending cycle of crises, and they expect you to be the one to fix everything, leaving you emotionally depleted. It's essential to recognize the toll these individuals take on your well-being. You may feel a sense of duty to help them, especially if they're close friends or family, but you must remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. Your emotional health matters, and conserving your energy for yourself is not selfish, it's self-care. Letting go of energy vampires isn't always easy, especially when deep connections are involved. But to live a fulfilling and peaceful life in your later years, it's necessary. You deserve relationships that uplift and bring joy, not ones that drain the very essence of who you are. As life progresses, you start seeing people for who they truly are. Among those who can be particularly harmful are manipulators. These individuals are experts at twisting situations to their advantage, using subtle tactics to control your emotions, thoughts, and actions. Manipulators don't always make their intentions obvious. Instead, they work behind the scenes, using guilt, shame, and even affection as tools to get what they want from you. As you get older, your time, energy, and emotional reserves become even more precious. This is why manipulators are particularly dangerous. They know how to exploit your vulnerabilities. They often appear thoughtful and caring, offering help when you least expect it, making you believe they have your best interests at heart. But beneath the surface, their true intention is to gain control. Once they've earned your trust, they begin imposing their desires, expectations, and needs onto you, disregarding your own. One of the most insidious tactics manipulators use is making you feel responsible for their happiness. They'll say things like, "If you really cared about me, you'd do this," or "I thought you loved me, but if you did, you would help me." These statements are designed to weaken your boundaries, making it easier for them to manipulate you into actions that go against your best interests. They use guilt as a weapon, ensuring that you feel obligated to meet their needs, no matter how unreasonable those demands may be. Manipulators often engage in gaslighting, deflection, and deception. When confronted about their behavior, they shift blame, making you feel as though you're the one being irrational or overly sensitive. Over time, this can erode your confidence, making you doubt your own instincts. The emotional toll of dealing with manipulators is significant, especially in your later years, when peace and clarity should be your focus. These individuals thrive on control, using your sense of loyalty, kindness, and fear of conflict against you. To protect yourself, you must recognize the signs of manipulation and learn to set firm boundaries. Trust your instincts. A healthy relationship should be reciprocal, not one-sided. If someone is constantly taking from you while offering little to nothing in return, it's time to step back and reassess their place in your life. You owe no one your peace, energy, or time if they are only using you to serve their own interests. As you age, you begin to realize just how crucial self-worth and emotional well-being truly are. The older you get, the less tolerance you have for relationships that drain you. Among those who can be particularly damaging are chronic critics, people who always seem to find fault in everything you do. Their judgment is relentless, their words cutting and unnecessary. Chronic critics are not concerned about your growth or well-being. Their constant critiques stem from their own insecurities, dissatisfaction, and need for control. No matter what you achieve, they will find something negative to say. Instead of celebrating your successes, they downplay them or find ways to highlight imperfections. Their criticisms are rarely constructive. They exist only to diminish your confidence and sense of self-worth. One of the most harmful aspects of dealing with chronic critics is that their negativity can start to shape your self-perception. Over time, their relentless judgment can cause you to doubt yourself, making you second-guess your abilities, decisions, and even your identity. You may find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, fearful of their next critical remark. Protecting your peace means setting clear boundaries with these individuals. Recognize that their negativity is a reflection of their own internal struggles, not a reflection of your worth. True friends and loving family members support, uplift, and encourage, not tear you down. You have earned the right to be at peace, free from the weight of unnecessary criticism. As we get older, our relationships should bring joy, comfort, and fulfillment. If someone in your life constantly drains your energy, manipulates your emotions, or makes you feel inadequate, it's time to create distance. Life is too short to spend it catering to people who do not appreciate, support, or value you. Surround yourself with those who bring positivity, love, and encouragement, and let go of the ones who do not serve your highest good. Your happiness, peace, and well-being should always be the priority. Or to feel in charge of a situation. For the drama creators, life is not about peaceful resolutions or harmonious connections. It's about fostering and sustaining a continual state of emotional unrest. The drama creators have a remarkable talent for turning even the most ordinary situations into high-stakes crises, whether it's a minor misunderstanding, a small setback, or an insignificant disagreement. They manage to magnify it into something much bigger than necessary. They thrive on being the focal point of any story, frequently exaggerating their own role in events to make themselves the victim, the savior, or the one who has been wronged. They are never satisfied with tranquility. There must always be some form of emotional turmoil, and they know precisely how to stir the pot to ensure that happens. One of the most defining traits of the drama creator is their constant craving for attention. It's as though the very notion of serenity, stability, and quiet makes them uneasy. Rather than addressing situations with composure and maturity, they intensify them, often for no other reason than to keep themselves relevant. This could take the form of provoking unnecessary arguments, blowing problems out of proportion, or even spreading falsehoods. They feed off the reactions of others, enjoying the control and attention they command over the emotional atmosphere. For the drama creators, it's less about finding solutions, more about maintaining the cycle of turmoil that fuels their sense of significance. These individuals are incredibly adept at manipulating the emotions of those around them. They know exactly how to trigger a response, how to make you feel guilty or defensive, and how to draw you into their chaotic storyline. They seek validation for their emotions, even if those emotions stem from irrational assumptions or exaggerated interpretations. They will distort facts selectively, leave out crucial details, and ensure they paint themselves in the most favorable light, if needed. They will even fabricate entire narratives to elicit sympathy, support, or validation. It's all about ensuring they are the central character in their own emotional drama. The drama creators also have a way of dragging others into their conflicts. They are not content unless they can persuade someone else to take part in their emotional upheaval. Whether through guilt-tripping manipulation or playing the victim, they make certain that others become emotionally entangled in their issues. They want people to be absorbed in their narrative, frequently transforming otherwise neutral circumstances into intense emotional battles. If you attempt to distance yourself or refuse to participate, they may accuse you of abandoning them or not being a supportive friend or relative in their eyes. If you are not involved, you are disregarding them or betraying them in some way. In addition to their penchant for stirring up trouble, drama creators struggle with emotional regulation. Their moods can shift unpredictably and they often act on impulse, creating more disorder than necessary. They lack the emotional maturity to navigate difficulties with a calm, logical approach. Instead, they react with exaggerated emotions such as anger, frustration, despair, or hysteria. Every obstacle becomes an insurmountable crisis in their eyes, and they frequently lash out demanding attention, sympathy, or assistance. Their emotional volatility results in an unpredictable environment, making it challenging for others to maintain a balanced, healthy interaction with them. Another clear sign of a drama creator is their unwillingness to accept responsibility for their actions when situations spiral out of control. They will rarely acknowledge their own role in the chaos. Instead, they will redirect blame, deflect accountability, or accuse others of wrongdoing. They will twist events to portray themselves as the victim, ensuring someone else is held responsible for the turmoil. This unwillingness to own up to their actions perpetuates the cycle of drama. Since problems are never truly addressed, the drama creator is more focused on assigning blame than on working toward a resolution. They would rather cling to their narrative of victimhood than take constructive steps to resolve conflicts and move forward. The emotional exhaustion that comes with dealing with a drama creator can be overwhelming over time. Their constant need for attention and manipulation can leave you mentally and emotionally drained. You may find yourself walking on eggshells, uncertain when they will manufacture the next crisis or how to avoid getting caught up in their theatrics. Every interaction with them feels like it carries the potential for discord. You may even begin to question your own role in their chaos, despite not having done anything wrong. The drama creator has a way of making you feel accountable for their emotions and decisions, which can lead to frustration, confusion, and resentment. For those trying to manage relationships with such individuals, it is crucial to establish firm boundaries. Drama creators will constantly push those limits, attempting to draw you deeper into their whirlwind of turmoil and strife. They will try to manipulate your feelings, guilt, trip you, or make you feel obligated to be involved in their problems. The key to preserving your peace is recognizing their tactics and choosing not to engage in their drama. You must learn to detach yourself emotionally, step back, and refuse to allow their manipulations to influence your well-being. This may require reducing your interactions with them, asserting your limits, and refusing to let them dictate your emotional state. Ultimately, drama is not an essential aspect of life. While challenges and conflicts are unavoidable, the constant generation of chaos serves no purpose other than to satisfy those who thrive on it. If you seek peace, harmony, and an existence free from unnecessary stress, you must learn to distance yourself from the drama creators. Their perpetual need for conflict is not your burden to carry, and you should not allow it to interfere with your pursuit of a calm, fulfilling life in this world. Not everyone around you will bring the positivity, support, and encouragement you deserve. Some individuals flourish in turmoil, manipulation, and discord, and it is crucial to recognize these harmful patterns before they sap your energy and happiness. The drama creators, the manipulators, the relentless critics, and all those who introduce unnecessary negativity into your life must be approached with care. It is essential to protect your inner peace, set clear boundaries, and understand that not everyone in your life is invested in your personal growth or happiness. Distancing yourself from such individuals, whether they are family members or acquaintances, is not an act of abandonment. It is an act of self-preservation. You deserve to be surrounded by those who uplift, support, and empower you. So as you move forward, make the conscious choice to release those who bring more harm than benefit. Guard your energy. nurture your spirit, and keep your peace intact. Always remember you have the power to decide who you allow into your life and the effect they have on your journey.